Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Drop Frames. What number are we on?
Today is 1432.
All right, 1432. Thanks for being with us over these 1400 episodes. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. We've doubled since last week. I don't know where the time went.
It keeps getting bigger.
Actually, believe it or not, it's not the 1432 32nd episode. It's our 1432nd anniversary. So I'm actually going to get a beer in celebration.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Our guest this week is none other than, well, let me say that my favorite guest that we've had on the show is back this week. It's Trihex. This guy, if you've never actually seen Trihex talk about anything, you should be a salesman. You could sell cars like just nothing, man. You're super enthusiastic, and you would do your research.
He could sell ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Exactly. That's a good saying. Where'd you pick up that saying from?
It's from a movie. It's from a movie.
What movie?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right. I want to go down that rabbit hole.
You know what? You keep talking. I'll Google it.
Okay. Look it up. We got a lot of games to talk about as they all came out last Friday. Assassin's Creed, Mario, and some other stuff. What's up?
Tommy Boy.
Zeke and Trihex are reversed.
Oh, look at that. Well, don't worry. We can do the.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can do his face. Wait, this guy.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I was gonna say, Zeke hit the beach, and I've been in isolation, so we just.
I hit the beach and the gym.
Exactly.
And the hairstylist. I'm gonna even compete. I'm not even gonna show my arm. I'm gonna get down here.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. We got a lot of games to talk about. There was also some pretty big announcements coming out of Paris Games Week from Sony. I think that was Monday is when all that stuff hit, so we'll probably start with that. But first off, we'll visit him with Trihex. Trihex, how you been, man?
Dude, I've been fantastic. It's always a pleasure to be invited back. I love all of you guys. I'm super excited. Actually, unlike the last episode, I am minimally in the know about all of y'all's impressions and takes on the games we're going to talk about today. So I'm really excited to actually hear Coh's opinion and Zeke's opinion and you, JP. I'm really excited, actually.
Yeah, I have purposefully not touched Mario because I'm trying to go in as blind as possible. And last night, Man vs. Game was doing a stupid Halloween cast in the Mario outfit.
I saw that.
Making 9/11 memes in Mario's voice. I was cracking up and also enjoyed the game.
Oh, my God. No, I was in there a little bit. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, you have not played Odyssey yet?
I have not touched Odyssey. Yeah, I thought about I have it downloaded and everything. I thought about playing last week, but I have not jumped in yet. So
this is gonna be a challenge then, because I have to because last time we did Breath of the Wild, it was like
I don't worry about
post-game spoilers.
Yeah, I don't. Sure? I mean,
you sure?
Yeah.
Because your mind
some
can only
things.
Be, I don't. Right now you're pre-blown. I don't want to blow your mind because you know.
We'll see.
No. I'll do my best.
Okay.
I'll ask you what triggers are. Like how many stars in the game is that a trigger, or like.
Okay. Not really.
Okay. Cool. Then yeah.
I think you'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. We'll get to that when we get there though.
Wait, there's stars and moons?
Well, I don't want to spoil the fact that they're not stars. I got bait. I got you baited just now.
Jeez.
Ruin.
Yeah. And then Zeke, where are you at? You're locked in a sound box. Where are you?
I am live from the Twitch offices in San Francisco. I'm in a streaming room. It is. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna open the door here real quick.
Are those lockers?
I'm in the 8R.03 broadcast. Yeah, those are lockers. Yeah, there's lockers.
Oh, I didn't realize Twitch had lockers for employees.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Well, hang on, wait. Have you ever been to a community staff room and had the community fridge where you have to use sticky notes and passive-aggressive warnings to not have your food stolen?
No, I've not seen that.
Then you don't know why there's lockers there then.
I guess that makes sense.
Yep. Could whoever's microwaving their fish lunch in the microwave stop that?
Those aren't lockers.
Please?
Those are individual.
Thank you.
Those are individual mini refrigerators, so everyone can have their own little portion.
I thought you were going to go with the Men in Black mini universe thing. It is Amazon. You never know. You never know what they're working on over there. Well, let's start with all the Paris Games Week stuff because there was some significant news from that. Just kind of going along with some of the pre-show reveals they had. Guacamelee 2. Anyone Trihex? Were you a big fan of Guacamelee 1? That's kind of in your wheelhouse a little bit. Maybe not.
No, I've not played it.
Okay, that was kind of whatever. The biggest announcement from that pre-show reveal was the Spelunky 2 announcement, which a lot of people were confused with if that was exclusive or if that was, what that meant. I think the news afterwards said that it's coming to PC and PS4 at the same time, and then Xbox at a later date. But if anyone in chat knows the specifics of that, please let us know, because that's probably the biggest one that they announced there. And then we got into the actual conference reveals. Right off the bat, I guess we're just going to go with the thing they showed last, which was the Last of Us Part 2 trailer. And there's a lot of controversy about that trailer, which I don't like. I don't get the outrage of people saying it's too violent. Did you guys watch the trailer yourselves?
Yeah.
Was it too violent?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I mean, like what are they? It's showing the actual game, right?
Yeah.
It's showing like a scene from the game. It's too violent for what?
Probably
To
for
be
YouTube
shown?
ads.
Oh, it's YouTube. It's they're showing it on YouTube ads.
Yeah, I'm just saying this will probably get us removed from the YouTube ads. Have you seen this yet, Co? Okay.
No,
Dude.
yeah, neither have I actually. I
Oh,
saw-
you should watch this trailer in full. It's worth it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
This is the more this part right here. They bring this girl to this woman, and she says "clip her wings," and you'll see what that means in just a sec. It's pretty fucking brutal, but it's like it's
Yep.
the Last of Us universe, so of course it's pretty fucking brutal.
I was so happy with it. It looks awesome. Not a bunch was revealed as to what's going on and stuff like that, which I think is the best option. Like, there it is, clip her wings.
Yeah,
Clip her wings.
That
Clip
was-
them. Let's ruin. Clip those wings.
it's fucked up, man.
Oh, yeah.
But then that happens, you're like,
Gucci.
oh, that's fucked up too.
Yep.
Yeah.
This gets good. Boom! Right there. Pow!
Oh, but her poor arm.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, man. But it made me super stoked. I was very excited to not see Joel and Ellie in this trailer. And I'm glad they're going to put in some different characters. Some people were saying also this might be like a like before the events of Last of Us. I'm not sure where they got that information from or why they would think that, but I have no idea.
Man, I hope not.
Yeah.
Dude, this
I
trailer is-
really dislike major prequels, especially
Same
when they
here.
don't follow the same characters, because then it's like, I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with that. It's admittance of like we've written ourselves into a wall, and the only option to further commercialize is just to essentially do the quickest thing we can to soft reboot.
Yeah.
Practically.
Exactly.
And even though arguably the end of Last of Us was pretty iconic and could be a cornerstone, like this is where we end this story, they could easily continue that as well. Like they have set up some cards, and again, I don't want to spoil it just in the off chance no one has played Last of Us, but the way that they do the ending certainly could lead into some other stuff if they wanted it to. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and for anyone who was like worried that like The Last of Us was going to be just like a money grab or just because they felt like they had to or whatever, this really like solidified it for me. Like, see, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking awesome. Now shut up.
Also, this woman is like fucking ripped out of her mind.
She's like a Terminator 2. The
yeah. Oh yeah.
Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just unbelievably ripped was one of the things I took. Also, gratuitous violence from this, but yeah, it looks fucking great. Graphically, I can't. If you told me that was coming from a PS4 and I had not seen like Uncharted 4 before, I would tell you you're lying, 'cause that looks really fucking good. Naughty
You're not
Dog kills
lying.
it.
I'm a little behind on like the graphic fidelity that consoles are pushing these days. But when I saw footage of Horizon Zero Dawn and Uncharted 4, I was like, damn, we are pushing these 2013 lunchboxes trapped in the console DRM to the limit. Holy crap!
Yeah, it looks really, really good. I can't wait to see more of that game for sure. They showed some Horizon Dawn Frozen Wilds footage of that. I think there was some bullet points. I think it was 12 hours is what I was reading, is how much content that DLC was going to be giving. I'm super stoked for that. I want to see more and play
That's
more
kind of an
Horizon Zero
insane
Dawn.
number for a DLC.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be pretty incredible. If it even comes near that, it'll be incredible. Like 6 hours is good for a DLC.
Yeah, let me see if
And
I
then
can
if it's
find
actually 12 hours, and it could take someone like me 20 hours, and it's, yeah, I'm that was a very interesting thing for them to say.
Yeah, let me see. Was it 15? I forgot what the snippet was
I
here.
heard that too. I heard it was about between 10 and 15 hours is the amount of content they said would be available.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, 15 hours of gameplay, new photo mode, and a new skill tree and more. Is everything
That's going to be
that. So
awesome.
that's awesome. There's December is going to be kind of catch up month for a lot of gamers, and for that to be coming out that month is super exciting because it's just more stuff for us to play. What else was shown here? Man, did you guys watch this SpiderMan trailer? I was not expecting to be as like into this as I was. We'll leave it here on the background, but this looks fucking awesome. Even though it's all CG, I'm still super stoked to like see the fact that you're just walking around as Peter Parker in like the Spider-Man world, and that I didn't know that I wanted to do that. I didn't know that I wanted to be that person in that world. And it shows like great character work here as he's just talking. You get a little bit of I think that's supposed to be Aunt May there. So a little bit different take on the multiple versions of Aunt May.
Is it fair to say this is looking like GTA Spider-Man? Is that like a invalid thing to say? Like, did what was the really good Spider-Man again? The one that everyone's like wants more of, essentially. Was it Web of Shadows?
I've never actually been in like this is the first Spider-Man game I think I've been into since like the Game Gear. Like I haven't been into any really Marvel games or any superhero games, but this looks cool.
Sorry. No, chat's right. Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game. That's the one that everyone knows is like really, really fun.
Yeah, that was on PS2 apparently. But this looks awesome, both graphically and story-wise. Ko is probably the one person that I think of as not being into superhero stuff. Does this do it for you at all? Does this just look like a...
It looks interesting. When I see something like this, I'm not super interested in the IP. So for me, I'm much more interested in seeing like the gameplay. I remember seeing the gameplay in this one from, what was it?
E3.
We saw the first time. And it looked okay. It looked like it could maybe get a little bit repetitive. Now I can of course completely see this game as being something fun to play through just for the cutscenes alone. I mean, I don't care if it's FMV for a lot of the game. Those cutscenes are awesome. The action scenes look great. You don't need to be a fan to appreciate that kind of stuff. So I think it'll be fun for a playthrough, but I'm a little concerned it's going to be like a Last of Us, where the real focus is the characters, the cutscenes, and kind of what you do with them, and the gameplay is kind of secondary.
Okay, makes sense.
I can agree with that, actually. My initial worry when I saw the E3 trailer actually was that it looked, while there was some organic gameplay going on there, it could be a little too scripted. For example, all the coolest things Spider-Man does all happen in cutscene. You don't do them. It's just it happens and you press triangle and you go from there.
Yeah.
So as you said, a playthrough would be worth it, but long term, you're like, it was an experience, not a game you would want to dump, 30 hours into or anything like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. We haven't really seen exactly what the stuff that we saw at E3 was very much like a small little area with a bunch of enemies and, like you said, kind of those quick time events, the cutscenes. We haven't seen if there's going to be super open worldy stuff in there. They might have said that, but it's one thing to say that and another thing to see it, right?
No, and you're right. That trailer from the glimpse I saw right there does look a lot more open than the E3 demo gave me impression of. So that's exciting, actually.
Yeah. Zeke, is Spider-Man on your radar at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not outside of the realm of possibilities. That looked fantastic. It looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
It looked like, and it also looked like something that would appeal to me more is it looked like it had a deeper story. Like the re-elect, whoever and stuff like that. It seemed like it wasn't just web slinging action. Like there's going to be hopefully some good like storytelling in it. So that was definitely what would get me to play it.
Yeah, definitely. They opened their conference with this ghost of, and I'm going to completely fuck this up, Tsushima, which is Sucker Punch, which is the dev house that brought us Infamous. This looks fucking cool. I don't know what the actual gameplay is, but the premise, the story, the idea that it's like focused on samurai is fucking awesome. And it looks really, really impressive. Have you seen this, Ko?
I totally missed this.
Okay.
What is this?
It's called Ghost of Tsushima, but there's no gameplay. This is mostly just kind of a game reveal, as it were, but it looks gorgeous. Absolutely awesome. I just want to see what type of game it is. And they might have said that. Someone in chat saying it's a Red Dead Samurai game, according to an interview. That sounds cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
now see, that could be awesome.
Yeah, that does sound pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. I just wish I knew
Tenchu
how
with
to
a bit of
pronounce
open
it.
world.
Let me skip to the end of this.
Oh well, Tenchu is ninja.
We'll just let it keep going. Was it? Yeah. I haven't heard Was it Tenshu for the PS1?
Well, this is samurai.
Right.
Tenchu is ninja.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are very different things.
Well, totally. I just haven't heard that name in a very long time, or that game. This is what they let off, and it's what Sucker Punch has been doing since what was it? Last Light, I guess, was the last Infamous game they put out, which was that PS4 launch title.
Was that what it was? Was Infamous Last Light? I thought Last Light was the.
Well, that was the
zombie
DLC.
game. DLC.
You're thinking of Sunset Overdrive?
Oh, I was thinking of Dying Light's DLC.
Okay, all right, yeah. But look at that facial animation. That looks incredible.
Dude, this looks insane.
Oh god, look at that.
Conceptually.
Yeah, that looks ridiculously good, and the voice work sounded awesome too. And
Do
I
you
went.
by any chance remember what they were talking about?
He's basically just saying like, samurai, do you want to die a samurai? Blah blah blah. And then this happens. So I guess he ends up killing that guy somehow, and he goes super badass
Whoa.
warrior looking dude.
Dude, this looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for this to see what this actually turns into.
Is it based on any like historical story or anything?
I'm not
know?
sure. I'm not sure if they're.
Okay.
I didn't read any interviews to see if they're going like super historical or if they're gonna do it like kind of neo historical where it's somewhat there but really not because you obviously don't fight demons and stuff. I would feel kind of I don't know if I was fighting just dudes that entire game and not like fucking Oni and shit like that. I'd be a little bit upset, I guess.
Oh, the Mongol invasion of Japan. Okay,
Okay, there you go.
cool.
It's historical fiction.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I guess we're fine dudes.
I
the
gotta
entire
say,
time.
I
Is that a
officially
term?
regret.
Sounds right.
I'm sorry. I officially regret missing the. What was this game? This was the Sony Paris Games Week conference. Is that what
Yeah,
happened?
yep. Paris Games Week.
Holy
2017.
yeah! I need to play less games and like I missed all this stuff. I'm still out of the loop right now.
Yeah, they for whatever reason they've done a couple of announcements at past Games Week, but I think it was Patrick Klepek of Waypoint tweeted out the morning like that they're going to shift a lot of their big announcements to this and take a lot of announcements from what is Sony's December event, the PlayStation
PSX.
Experience? Yeah, PlayStation
PlayStation
Experience. Right.
I was confused there because all right, a small little thing here. Whenever they announced last year that the PSX, it was called PSX 2016. It had a yearly connotation, and I was like, oh, so does that mean that it's going to be an annual thing now? Because the 2015 was like the first like one of its kinds. We all thought it was like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
So then I thought, okay, they're going to just no longer announce anything at E3 because they'll make their own for Sony show, for PlayStation show, like the biggest thing ever in December, I guess. But then now I'm just more confused than ever. I don't know what they're doing. Anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what they announced there for sure. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Some other stuff that came out of that conference reveal. They have like changed the entire marketing strategy for Far Cry, which seems really weird because if you remember back in E3, especially like a year or so ago, they were talking about like, oh, it's gonna be dark and fucking you're gonna be in part of America where it's super crazy. And now in this trailer, they're playing like rock music and it's like super fun with friends and not. It seems a complete 180. Like, great day for a joyride. Let's tear this shit up. You're like, what happened to the fucking marketing from a year ago?
Maybe well, wasn't there was a lot
God.
of coverage on the story, right?
Yeah,
oh,
there
fuck,
was some.
there's fishing.
Yeah, there was definitely some interesting coverage of the story. I
Right.
don't know if this is a response.
The story of the. Let's make sure I'm doing this right. The story of the white supremacist thing, right? Like
Yeah,
the whole,
like cultist activity, white supremacy stuff. I think something like that.
Maybe they meant that the narrative was like the narrative about the topics being covered was like overpowering the game itself. Maybe because like it could probably just quickly derail into like is white supremacy still a bad thing or I don't know whatever people are gonna say in 2017.
Yeah.
You know, it can become a very politically charged, perhaps too politically charged, and going beyond what the point is, which is that this is supposed to be a attention-fetching, marketable game.
Yeah. Possibly.
Maybe.
Also, they're hot on the heels of the Nazi thing from Wolfenstein, which
Oh my
Very
god.
true.
They really pushed as their narrative, and they got a little bit of flack for, but believe it or not, it does sound like overall they feel like that was a positive thing that they did with the like make America great again by killing Nazis kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it I will say, if the Far Cry guys did that with using the modern day setting of their current game, and they were to try to push that narrative, the Bethesda guys had a little bit of trouble with it, and they were in a total fictional alternate universe. I could see some friction if they were to
Yeah.
really start pushing that in Far Cry
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. I could see that too. I
I agree with that.
There's a Monster Hunter World trailer that came out. We'll show this just because I'll watch anything really Monster Hunter World
Oh
related.
no,
at
yeah,
this point.
let's check this out. I'd love to see it.
Kind of just showing
Do we
some
have a
different
date yet?
environments. Yeah, it's end of January. I think I want to say the 23rd or 26th. I think Chad will have that date in just a second. But these environments look super. From all the Monster Hunter games I've played, they are not this cluttered. I guess I could say this is clutter in a good way, mind you. They're very barren.
Hold on. Wait a minute. People in chat are saying Aloy is playable. Like you can play Aloy from Horizon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's a
I just
crossover
had to
thing going
pick it
on.
up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
might have to pick it up now. I fucking love Aloy.
I think you would like this game, Zeke.
Were you not planning on checking out Monster Hunter Z?
I've never played one.
You should.
I haven't either.
Man.
But it still looks cool.
Zeke, you should check. The grind in these games is a grind that I think you would enjoy. And also the idea of being a part of a team and like taking a role is super important. And I think you would like that stuff. And it's not like you're fighting against other people. You're fighting against, monsters like AI. So it's cool. And you get,
Well, I would actually would love to hear, because I have some friends like from Monster Hunter on PSP, which is like literally maxed out the hour counter there, like on the 999.
Yeah.
I have some friends who are on the massive Monster Hunter grind. I'd love to know, like, does this for Monster Hunter veterans? Does this looks good? This is not like, because I always worried that when there's like a new take on it, they're gonna dumb down the combat or dumb down everything for accessibility, and it makes the game just a simpler, more accessible, but perhaps less satisfying experience.
Right.
And people were worried about that. These people in my chat were worried about that when they saw the world's revealed trailer like last year or whenever it happened, or early this year.
Right.
Does this look like this looks good gameplay wise so far, or there's not enough indications to know yet?
Oh, okay. He's talking about the alloy stuff. I'm not necessarily.
Ooh,
I'm not necessarily
yeah.
What the fuck was that? Does she have a little watcher buddy?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
they
have
have
like a watcher doggy.
cats
Oh,
are pretty big in the Monster Hunter world. So
I'm in.
okay.
I'm in.
Zeke's in. Alloy got him. The marketing works. I'm not the biggest. I'm not the 999 guy of Monster Hunter that's played for that long. I think I want to say that everyone that's played Monster Hunter on the Wii, on the 3DS, has always wanted like a true next-gen Monster Hunter experience, and this is looking to deliver on that 100%. So I think around the community, everyone's like super fucking excited for this. They did a couple betas or like press access or press server stuff I think like a month or two ago, and everything that came out of that preview was great. People seem super into it. So I can't wait.
Monster
It's
Hunter
only-
is coming for PC later, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask actually. Is it PS4 only right now, or?
Yeah, didn't they say that the PC? Let me double check this.
I
But
wanna
think
say
they said
you're
the
right.
PC version was coming out later. Let me see.
Let's see if there's a release date on that.
Oh
If
man.
it's-
Whenever I hear PC later, I have to pull the Rockstar card, and I just think, okay, a year minimum out. Whenever I hear that at this point.
It says PC launch to follow at a later date. This was
Yeah.
as of September
Ooh,
great.
19th. So
Ooh, unspecified PC later. That to me is lingo for year minimum,
maybe.
possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, that always sucks. As long as it looks like the thing is I've played and most people have played Monster Hunter on the fucking Wii. So like any bump to like 1080p is gonna be massive. So I can take that bump and then just wait for the PC version. But yeah. We'll see. What else was there? There was that Detroit Become Human game, which we've seen like 2 years running now with so many different things. Had a really different trailer of like this domestic abuse case.
I was gonna say, okay, I have not watched the trailer, but I saw the Twitter drama all over. So this is a spicy trailer. I'm excited.
It is
to see this
pretty,
one.
yeah. It gets pretty intense. It starts off with the dad and like her daughter. Then the robot, I guess, is kind of like a housekeeper or a person that just cleans and stuff like that. She starts to worry a little bit about the kid.
Now,
and it plays
real
through
quick,
the bad
I haven't
scenario.
seen this,
Yeah.
but does it follow the trend we talked about when we talked about what we thought was going on with this last time?
Where the robots start having emotions.
No. Where each one of the previews for this game covers a different perspective of this overall kind of war.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say war. This is not necessarily. This is a much smaller scale. It takes place in this household, basically. It's kind of just showing
the other ones cover like different perspectives of what looks to be like an android uprising of some kind, where
Somewhat.
like the
yeah. I don't get a sense of that in here at all, but it's pretty intense in terms of like the domestic abuse stuff. This,
But she's a robot though, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The little kid's not though,
Right.
and like the trailer.
I see. Okay. I see what's going on.
Trailer basically ends up like the kid's screaming like "Dad's gonna hurt me," like do something about it, and the robot just stands there. And I think you get the choice to do different stuff. This is kind of showing what happens if you don't do anything, and then it shows the different branching paths. But this kind of stuff is
okay.
I'm in. I don't want to say I'm into this stuff because that sounds weird, but I'm into seeing these type of experiences in games because you don't get to see them very often.
I am 100% with you on that. I think that if done right, any subject matter can make for a very compelling game and a very compelling story.
Yeah. It's pretty
Yeah,
intense.
I agree. I'd love to see where the people. Well, now what I saw on Twitter though is people were writing it off. Or I should wait till the trailer's done, honestly, so I'll talk about it more.
Okay.
What I heard.
It does look very of that developer. All of his other games seem very similar. Like choose a choice here and watch it play out type scenarios. The gameplay seems about the same. It's just a different story from the looks of it.
And I'm really trying to check myself as far as what, like, comparatively, like, I have murdered millions of people in video games. Like, literally, like, hundreds of thousands of people in video games I have straight up shot or stabbed or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, you look at, like, abuse and shit, and that's where your heckles get up. And I'm trying to like level the shit out. It's like I've killed a lot of people, first person, like in video games and stuff. I'm gonna try not to let like something that is not murder, which is the worst crime possibly, arguably. Like,
in context, that trailer's pretty intense though, with the audio and everything. It's crazy. What were you gonna say, Trihex? About the Twitter?
Okay, so what I saw on Twitter last night was people were upset automatically. Well, it was kind of like this broad thing where people were upset that it just contained domestic abuse or domestic violence and whatnot. Because there was a David Cage, right? That's a director,
yes,
correct? From Quantic Dream, and he was questioned about like why did you include domestic abuse in your game? Like why was that needed? Why even glorify or beautify that thing that occurs unfortunately in people's lives? And he was like, and his counter to that was, well, would you ask a movie director why did he include that in his movie? And then the interviewer apparently said, yes, I would ask. And that's all I saw. I saw that one clip of an interview right there in text, and I don't know if that like there was like I don't know if David like won that argument or not, but then again the very skewed one side I saw on Twitter was that people were upset that it even contained domestic abuse at all. Like it should not be glorified at all whatsoever.
They need to play through the first few chapters of Wolfenstein. Just saying.
I feel like that's too. That's too sensitive, or that's too. I'm sorry. They're being too sensitive because they don't even know the context being explored in the game yet. You're making a judgment from just a trailer. That'd be like judging a trailer of a movie and not the movie itself. That's just, to me, that's just like oversensitivity. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, it's definitely. We're in a weird spot right now where everyone's starting to like question media, from movies to games to TV show and all that stuff, and starting to ask like, should this stuff be in here? Which is just bizarre. I think that's where we're at now. After like, you can go back to the 80s and see movies that have just fucked up shit in them, and now you're like, maybe we're on to something here. Maybe we shouldn't include this stuff. But that's a whole nother discussion. I don't think is fit for a gaming talk show. There was some God of War stuff shown. It was very quick. It was a very, very short trailer. But I'm a little bit worried now after watching this. The gameplay looks cool, but there's one specific thing in here that really rubbed me the wrong way, and I don't know.
Hold on. Don't say it. Let's see if we can find it.
Okay, let me turn up the audio so you guys can hear it.
kills us, that's it. No Valhalla, no hell, no afterlife, ever.
It does not attack.
I can't hear it, so I hope that's not important.
Oh, you
Mom
can't?
needs them
Here.
somewhere
But I can
dangerous
see
than
it.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Then do not drop your guard. Come.
that. Take that!
Get back!
Nice! See ya! Wow! Amazing!
Follow me.
Yes, sir!
That's pretty much the trailer.
Okay.
And what were we supposed to be looking for?
Looking for
okay,
the one thing
so
that worried JP. is we're
What do you
looking for.
think in what you just saw would worry JP about the game?
Oh,
Right.
the kid getting it.
Why the fuck is the kid talking?
Yeah.
It's a goddamn God of
I
War
was
game.
thinking it so hard. I'm like, something in the combat, something nuanced. I don't know.
I was thinking it might have been the QTE.
No, you could go like that. It could go one of two ways. It could go like the way of BioShock Infinite, or it could go the way of fucking Navi. Like
Man.
it could go either way.
The kid like goes like, haha, take that, and he like kicks him in the back of the head, and then Kratos is there with a fucking axe just chopping people, and it just seems so like opposite of God of War to me. But I guess it is like a new thing of God of War, so maybe they're gonna go down that path.
Leave that going. Leave that going. Leave that going.
Oh, what was
This
it gonna
is what I'm
show?
most excited about.
Oh, the
autoplay.
Shadow of the Colossus stuff. Okay, we'll watch that in just a sec.
Wait, there's a new. Oh, there's a. Ooh, yeah, no, I agree. Let's go. Yeah.
It's Shadow of the Colossus. You've seen the game a billion times.
Yeah, but we know nothing about the HD remake. We don't know like will there be new content? Are they gonna like? All we got was like the bare minimum that it exists.
Yeah,
at
it's
E3. We got
60
nothing else.
FPS. It better be 60 FPS. That's the only.
Better be.
Yeah.
All right.
It all looks like Shadow of the Colossus. But yeah, I hope that God of War stuff reels back on the kid a little bit, because man, God of War is about Kratos fucking killing gods. It's not about Kratos and his little buddy cop son walking around talking about how bad life is.
Well,
It's
okay.
not like
to
Kratos
be fair,
boots.
to be fair, I read a little bit about this. If I recall correctly, you have a whole new director for this God of War PS4 title, and shocker, it's a father. It's a father with like a 10-year-old son, so it's a lot of parallels going on here. So for parenthood, it's supposed to be a very reminiscing experience for you, and for those who do not have kids yet, it'll probably be a very touching, revealing, insightful experience as well.
Man,
Now, I don't know if that's what you want out of your God of War.
Yeah, if
but
Kratos
hey,
cries
you're
in
gonna
that,
get.
if Kratos cries in that, it's not hashtag not my God of War. Okay, I'm just not.
Well, what if you cry? What if something happened? You know, okay. So aside from the cliche of like, you know, Last Guardian, where, you know, will the bird thing die or whatever, you're ready to cry the entire time.
Right.
How would you feel if God of War's narrative was so, I don't know, whatever, emotionally touching that you would cry? Would that make it a God of War you don't want to play? Is the question more about the combat itself? Like what
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
It's
I don't
tough
know,
to say.
like-
It's really tough to say.
I mean,
So
look
I-
at this.
I can
This looks
agree
like
there.
a whole different game.
Well, it's probably pre-rendered, I would think. Like, this is probably a cutscene that they made specifically
Right.
for this. But it does look good, without a doubt.
Is it weird that I'm the low FPS is now iconic to me for Shadow of the Colossus? Like I'm it being butter smooth looks foreign. I don't recognize the game anymore at all for what it was, which is a good thing. Like
It does look very foreign. Because those worlds were super barren, because that was a that wasn't PS1, right? That was PS2?
it was actually a PS2 swan song. It was one of the well, not technically. It was like there's some 2014 sports titles that came out on PS2, but no one cares about that. I'm tired of being a nerd here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of the last profile or prolific titles on PS2.
Yeah.
That and Tor's trophy from Polyphony Digital. But again, no one cares about that anyway, though.
So this is apparently the intro of the game. That's why it's all spruced up. Let me skip ahead here. We've kind of seen. I just want to see the big guys. I mean, that's a little barren. I guess it's a desert, so of course it's going to be. Do they show actual gameplay in here, or is it all just CG? It's all just CG. It looks cool. I don't know. If you haven't played that game, this seems like the perfect time to play it when it comes out on PS4 because it'll be the
But
the
there
60
was
FPS 4K version.
Well, here's a
there
question
was
for you. I have a great
trailer,
question for you.
like there was a trailer out there with gameplay, wasn't
Oh,
there?
there was?
with the Colossi in there.
Let me. I'll look for it. What's the question?
So, Z, what would it take for you to like, first off, so I can tell already, you're going to happily triple dip. PS2 version, PS3 HD re-release, PS4 remake. What is there anything you want out of this to justify it being a triple dip at this point? Other than just it being remade, or it being remade enough is enough for you to say I'm in, $60, let's go.
It's a tough question to answer because I'm in a unique position, like with my job and stuff, that I can say that. Like,
no, you're right. That's a fair counterpoint there.
But, if I were not in my current job and doing what I was doing, then I would wait. I would definitely wait. I would wait until someone, so I could see some actual gameplay of someone else playing it and stuff like that. I wouldn't immediately just go and buy it.
Yeah. No, let me phrase it too. 'Cause I feel like it actually is a different question. Like, do we feel that remakes and re-releases like should be capped at 40 and not 60? Wasn't there a remake recently that came out this year that was a full $60? I can't recall. Not port, but complete remake.
It's probably happened. Yeah.
I can't think of anything, honestly.
I can't
I'd say
either.
it really depends on how much work they put into it and how much of a remake it really is. Like if they're redoing the game from the ground up, remaking every level, redoing all the graphics, like they are in this case, I mean, you're basically talking about a new game almost in terms of production, at least. Now you don't have to have the game design aspect, you don't have to have the story aspect, but there's still a lot of work that needs to go into that title. So I don't know if necessarily capping it would do it, but I would say that if they don't have to replace a lot of assets and they don't have to do all that, then no, it certainly shouldn't be a full price product. But if it's reintroducing it to an entire new generation, I mean that's arguable.
Chad is saying it's 40, by the way.
It's 40. Oh, even better.
Okay, hey, well,
Yeah.
All right, drama averted. Here we go.
Yeah. What Final Fantasy 12 might have been the game you were talking about. Was that a full 60 this year for that re-release, that HD?
Oh, Zodiac Age?
Yeah.
Well, I believe that was a port. I don't think that was a remake.
Like
as Ko said, whenever well, right? 'Cause I played it.
I think it was a remaster, not a remake. I think is the fucking terms.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. Okay, you're right.
Now
Port is just
remasters are different because you're not really doing a whole lot of work there.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Okay, it was 50, not 60. I played through that. I don't know. It was fun.
Yes. I'm just watching it. Like I'm in, dude. I'm a sucker for this. Like I'm the guy that they're marketing this to for sure. But I'm sure there's something like that for everybody who will like. I'll buy like. I don't know, like Mario. Just take Mario for example. Like anything that Mario's in, there's a lot of people just like if Mario's in it, I'll do it. I'll buy it.
Totally. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, let me clarify too that I didn't mean that like triple dipping is a bad thing. Zeke, no, like I'm trying to think too like what games would I be willing to triple dip for myself?
Yeah,
I have to sit here and think. I mean, like, what they announced Okami's coming to PC in 2018, right, from Capcom. I don't know if that was revealed recently.
It was.
That might be one I triple dip on. Honestly, I got it on PS2 SD, then got it on PS3 HD digital, and if there's anything new in it, then I would get it again if they added more stuff since the original HD port in 2011.
Yeah, I only played the first release of that. I remember that game being like so unbelievably long and just drawn out. So I have some kind of mixed feelings about that. At the same time, it was very pretty, especially for a PS2 game, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it was released on PS2 originally, then ported to Wii, then ported to digital only on consoles. I think PS3 only at the time. Yeah. And then now finally it'll come to PC and be mega accessible.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. The other thing they announced was the first Destiny 2 expansion, which I guess we could talk about here for a little while, because Ko, you've been playing that.
Playing right now.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Destiny, man. Like last week.
Did you play for 13 hours?
I did last Tuesday, and we had the live show, so I didn't get a chance to play over the weekend. But I played like Monday evening, I think, or maybe Tuesday evening, just to get my light level a little bit higher. They gotta fix that fucking the performance memory thing right now that's related to clans. Like, it makes that game not fun to play for me right now.
Dude, I started getting that bug after the last maintenance update, whatever you call them. I'm still learning all the stuff, but I didn't have it before then, and now I'm getting it.
It is obnoxious.
Really annoying.
What happens? The game lags unbearably, or like?
It's a memory leak issue. So basically, when you start up the game, there's an issue with the and I this is the kind of thing that I'm surprised makes it out of beta, let alone this long after the game being released. But basically, what happens is if you look at your clan menu to see who's in your clan, it refreshes over and over and over. You never see who's in it, and it keeps doing it. And what happens is if you close the window, it just keeps doing that in the background. And what it does is it eventually starts slowing your game down. And what's even crazier is sometimes it will persist through restarts. So when you restart the game, it'll run buttery smooth for about 2 to 5 minutes, and then it starts getting a little more framey and a little more framey. And after about 30 minutes, you're moving your mouse left and right, and even though it says you're running it at 90 FPS, you're at like maybe 20.
It's
maybe
real bad. It's being fixed tomorrow, according to chat. Thank God.
So what do you do right now? You have to just like do a hard.
You just have to keep restarting.
Yeah.
Every
Or
time
just
you
play
start
with
seeing
it.
it, you have to keep restarting. And I mean, it'll be noticeable at 15 minutes. So it's painful.
Yeah.
And you still like it's weird. There's still no clan roster in the clan menu. You still can't even see who's in your clan outside of using a third-party app. It's wild, or out of game app, I should say. But yeah, hopefully fixed soon. It's supposed to be fixed next patch. So.
Yeah, fixing it tomorrow, according to chat. But yeah, some of the other stuff that just kind of like, I get it. I understand that it was a console game first, but like, let me talk to the people that I'm doing public quest with that I'm not grouped with. You have a chat thing for a reason. Like, and the only thing I could do is talk to my fire team or talk to.
You can't talk to your clan in game.
You can't talk to your clan either. Yeah, like they need to put that stuff in, man. It just seems like a no-brainer. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe they don't want to give stuff that they can't give to the console versions, but like, I have a hard time suggesting people play.
They already do give stuff that they can't give in the
Okay.
console.
Well, okay, you're right.
Better
You're right.
graphic, better FPS.
Yeah.
Well, you want to hear some shit? So first of all, there's 3 things that are just like ridiculous. First of all, arbitrary 100 member cap.
Yeah.
Oh, why is that
You can
still
only have
clans.
100 members.
17?
Okay, but it gets better. It gets better. You can't check on your clan's activity. So you can't see when the last person was logged in. You can't see any of that stuff. So you have no idea who to kick if you want to like bring more people into your clan. And then of course there's no clan chat. So I mean it's just like it's seriously like my first online game, in terms of clan management. Like I don't understand
rough,
how this is possible.
Yeah.
It's wild. But okay, and here's the thing. Like and I have to say this every time the game is mentioned. This game gets an inordinate amount of shit.
Without a doubt. The community loves to hate on it.
There's not a huge amount of content.
Yeah.
Right? It's pretty repetitive. But I mean, let's be honest. Most people that got it knew what they were getting into. And it's still, especially on PC, pretty, like, I have a decent time playing it. Like, I understand if it's not everyone's thing, that's cool. Lots of games aren't. That's cool. But it seems crazy how much hate there is for this game. In terms of, like, it's okay. It's not a terrible game. It's not a good game. But it's not the worst game.
It's the people who play it most that shit on it the hardest.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so much fun. It's so much fun just to sit back and just like, oh, that's good.
Well, what's happening here?
What I've been doing is I've been playing this game for an hour or 2 at the end of my streams. I'll jump in with some friends or some viewers. We'll do PvP for a couple hours. We'll drink. We'll talk and chat. It's totally chill and relaxing. And there's so few games these days that I can do that in. So, and that's the only reason that I kind of like care that people hate it so much, because I actually kind of have fun streaming it, but it's kind of hard because every time I do, my chat just turns into like half people defending it, half people bashing it, the people trying to have discussions in between all that. And that kind of sucks. It just seems so unneeded. I don't know.
I feel like what's at play here is properties of the uncanny valley principle. But because like Destiny 2 is so close to being, I guess, a good game or a tolerable game in every component of it, and there's just all these like dumb, stupid mistakes that just completely hinder the experience in various ways. And it puts you a little bit on tilt. It's like if they did make clan communication not stupid as fuck, then it would be, I mean, that'd be a start, right?
Yeah.
Like go from there.
It definitely feels like
a 1 month delay could have like helped a lot, possibly.
Well, it feels like
maybe.
Destiny. It feels like Destiny 1 was like a very, very big deal for console gaming, because none of this type of stuff really exists anywhere else on console gaming. And then you bring it to PC and everyone's like, oh yeah, no, we've been playing, no, this exists. Like, we've been playing this for a couple of years already. Can we get some actual, like, you know, clan chat, some things that we just expect to be in these games as the norm in here to kind of catch up? Because at the very base of Destiny 2, I think it's a good game. It's got a great base, but they got to add some stuff in here to kind of bring it up to par with everything else, because it's a little silly.
And I got to say, though, and it's important that I mention this, especially when veterans hear me say everything I just did. I'm the opposite of jaded. I don't know if there's a word for that.
You want it to be good? Is that what you're...
No. I skipped Destiny 1 completely. I never played it. I didn't even play Destiny 2 when it came out on console. So all of my Destiny experience has been in a decently well-made, okay Destiny game.
Yeah.
So I haven't been through in some cases, like my regulars when they watch me, thousands of hours of Destiny 1. I haven't been through all that, and all of them for years asking for clan chat and never getting it, and still not getting it in their follow-up. You know, like it's interesting how many different perspectives there are on this.
Yeah.
And they're all valid in a lot of different ways. But you know, because Bungie kind of made it this way, little shooting themselves in the foot, but yeah, there's a lot of different types of people that are playing this game right now, and it's causing a pretty amazing amount of friction.
Yeah.
Because, you know, yeah.
I'd be interested to talk to Broman and Gathalion to see like what the rift is between console and PC, to see if that's causing like a big segment, big splintering of the community. But Trihex, I know you were trying to jump in there. What's up?
Well, one actually bring a great point. I actually would love to catch that episode whenever you get Bro and him on here to hear about. I'd love to hear what they have to say too, actually, because it's all I ever hear is the vocal minority or the negative or the vocal negativity. I never get to hear like the praises that much, honestly. Even on YouTube, like everyone does a YouTube clickbait article about how trash Destiny 2 is, and it's never like a nuanced argument like Ko is saying about like there is good, there's things to like about Destiny 2, but here's all the things that are just shit about it that I can't stand, whatever. Yeah. But anyways, that aside, I was going to ask here, do you feel like in the complaints that are currently in Destiny 2, is it because like we're seeing, I thought there's this modern gaming development trend now where you're seeing people just skip the QA phase, quality assurance, and just like, the game's gone gold or whatever, or it's internal gold build. We're going to let actual staff and testers play for like 2 months or even 2 weeks just to get basic ideas of what's wrong here. Because I feel like that an irrelevant rant here about the Crash Bandicoot HD trilogy that happened in July. There was no QA phase there. There's blatantly bugs and level design flaws that when the game was remade that could have been solved if an actual staff member had played the game one time. So I'm wondering, did Destiny 2 go through anything? Do you feel there's like a blatant like, did anyone actually play this game, or did it just get made and get shit out the front door for release on time?
I mean, go ahead, JP.
I think we might say the same thing. I feel like they beta tested it, but they weren't, or they alpha tested, whatever term you want to use. But it wasn't for, you know, what features need to be added. It was, is this game running? Will this game run on all the fucking types of PCs that are out there? Because PC like troubleshooting compared to, or PC QA compared to like console QA is a completely different beast. Just because there's a billion and one different configurations for a PC. There's an Xbox. There's an Xbox One X. There's a PS4. There's a PS4 Pro, and that's it. Right? It's a little bit easier to QA for that stuff. So it was probably just kind of running down the checklist to make sure everything was working, not necessarily like, do we need to add this feature? Do we have time to add this feature? I think if they would have added a bunch of that stuff, the 1 month lag time in between the two releases would have been 6 months. Just because how game development is, because it's fucking hard. It's real tough to add in that stuff.
No, you're right.
I'm kind of with you there, JP, but I actually think that what Trihex said is a lot of what's happening in the industry on the macro part of the game design.
Totally.
So like,
I would agree.
what Trihex said is do you think it affects the QA of the game, like the actual quality? They're locking down what they have. So what's there works really well. Well, when you're not dealing with a memory issue, it runs pretty well. It doesn't crash all the time. It's not super buggy. There's some bugs and there's some optimization issues and it crashes every so often, but it's not inordinately bad. However, I think Trihex's point rings 100% true on overarching features and general QOL inside the game. Like for instance, this clan stuff we're talking about, I can almost guarantee you that the reason we don't have clan chat in there is because they want to promote the use of them downloading that little app for their phone.
Well, that's very
how
true.
you download on your phone, right?
That's 100%
And I can
true.
guarantee you that the guy Trihex was talking about was sitting there in the design meeting going, guys, we have to have a clan chat in our game. Like this is basic stuff here. And then marketing Frank over there said, no, we already signed a contract with the phone devs and we're not putting it in. So that way the players have to download the app. And then that QL guy Trihex find out is like, are you kidding? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh,
and the other guy goes, can someone please fire that guy? It's a $200,000 contract. And that's the end of that discussion.
Without a doubt,
So,
yeah.
and that happens over and over and over and over. And like JP was talking about, then it gets into the point of where it's like, well, we don't have these core features. Yeah, but our shipping time's here. So just shelf that stuff for now and get the game out. And again, QL guy in the back is like, guys, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like you can't even see who's in your clan and we ship tomorrow. Yeah, but that's cool. We'll fix that later. I'm sure it won't be a big deal. Oh, it caused a huge memory leak. We'll fix that later. Whatever. No one plays on PC anyway. So it's, it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
So I think it's hybrid and we're seeing marketing with loot boxes and out of game clan talk. Like this is all the same thing. Marketing getting its hands into our game development.
Without a doubt.
And we're just going to see more of it. It's not going to stop.
One thing I got a ping here from marketing Frank, who just told me why make the game good in the beginning when you can market that as a free patch for your loyal customers in 6 months.
Totally, that's also true.
And
yeah.
farm
and you know it worked. You know
PR
if they
listening
patch
to your community, dude. And here's what's even crazier: do that in Destiny 2's mind. Like if they were to start doing that over the next few months, and it's like they would start doing that specifically for Destiny 2 when the original Destiny community has been yelling at them for years to do it, and they haven't been. Like it's scary to think what the guys are planning and stuff like that these days, because there's no question that stuff's happened, and we don't even know about it.
Yeah, and I wonder too. You always got to wonder like how much of that is Activision and how much of that is Bungie when it comes to these decisions, right? Because like publishers hold a lot of stuff over developers' heads because at the end of the day, they're pushing the game out there. So
yeah, and as Chad is saying, on a completely separate notion, co.tv/store and buy your own tinfoil hat. You can get that today for the low price of $9.99. I'll make it myself. I'll even sign up with a Sharpie.
There you go.
yeah. Oh, is this you restarting it? Is that what you just did right here after this PvP match?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it is remarkable the first 5 minutes of booting that game up, like how smooth and gorgeous it runs. And then even more remarkable 10 minutes after that, how fucking bad it runs. That's
That's the worst
crazy.
part, because that first 5 minutes with G-Sync and
Yeah.
everything running perfectly, and it never drops below 120 frames, and you're just like, this is the vision realized. And like 5 minutes later, you're like, what is this steaming pile of shit on my screen?
Yeah.
I mean, the drop is impressive. It's impressive.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think meanwhile, like, people who have been playing Destiny 2 on console are like,
Oh, without a doubt.
Here's the thing, Zeke.
Without a
They would
doubt.
be if our shit tier wasn't still better than theirs.
Yeah.
So
ooh,
Get him.
Yep. Yep.
let's not make this an ours and theirs kind of a thing. Come on, we're all gamers. Let's hug.
Oh man. So that's kind of where Destiny.
We're all gamers at heart.
Yeah. That's kind of where Destiny is. Co, are you gonna do the raid
Wait.
at all?
Yes, funny enough, what I've been doing offline is farming up my power level, because I played for hours offline, having no idea how the Destiny power level thing worked. So I'm sitting here getting the same gear at the same power level over and over, like, man, why isn't this level going up? This is so dumb. This game is... And then I didn't realize you had to equip the gear, and then you get the higher level, and then you equip
Me and Lyric had a long conversation about how fucking stupid that entire system is. It's real not intuitive. It's a bad fucking system at the base.
I have to admit, the weird thing about it is it just makes every single piece of gear until you get 265 meaningless. Just meaningless.
Yeah.
Like it does. You don't need to look at the stats. You just put it on for the number, and you hope to get the next one. And I got to admit, like when I understood how it worked, I was kind of like, I don't know if I really like this. Like this seems like math. They just took their item system and they just put a bunch of math in it for progression. But that's a discussion for another time. Enough Destiny.
Well, Trihex, you have one last thing?
Yeah. Well, earlier when you said, do you feel like this is Activision or Bungie with all the BS and whatnot? I'd go with Activision 100%. Like, I'm sure Bungie has all the right intentions and the ambitions to be a great software studio and everything else, but it's Activision holding over their head to like, you got to meet this deadline. You want this like $50 million or $100 million budget. Well, for me to give you that budget, I'm gonna have to throw out there and match with a $150 million equally or more expensive marketing campaign. So you better have hella good ROI on whenever you're dropping this shit out here. I need microtransaction addicted people. I need double dips. I need, they need all that stuff. So
Totally.
Well,
I feel like, go ahead.
It's like any big movie studio or something like that.
Yeah.
It's people that have the artistic vision and the know-how to make a good movie, but they need producers to, give them the money to do the shit, and that means that the fucking producers have power and they can come and be like, you know what? I know you wrote this, but what if the character did this instead? And what are you gonna do? Like, say no to the money?
Exactly.
Fucking sucks.
Well, what I was getting at there was that that I think that's all common. We all agree on that part right there. But recently, if y'all heard, supposedly at EA with the whole Visceral Games being shut down, there was a leak from an internal at EA who said that EA blatantly wants microtransact. They blatantly want to bleep wallets now. Like, it's not even like sure, from their behavior and whatnot, but like no, like the internal memos say, quote unquote, we want the customer coming back again and again and again.
Yeah, well, they're a business.
Nothing surprising there, but it's like a
the core of a business is we want people buying our stuff, right? I think we talked about that a little bit, but like that was part of the patent that came out where they were like getting psychologists, and that's kind of been a thing for a while. Was that something else?
That was Activision.
That was Activision.
The microtransaction patent where you're more likely to run into those who have the gun that you want to buy from how long you looked at it.
Which is crazy.
Oh, that wasn't Faceless Evil Corporation 1. That was Faceless Evil Corporation 2.
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Like game or psychologists in gaming have definitely started a thing now where every like big publisher has a team that is dedicated to the science behind all of that stuff, which is crazy. It's just fucking crazy. But of course that's going to happen. At the end of the day, they got to make their money.
Which is why I'm excited to hear about Coh's take on Assassin's Creed, because there's been a little dabs of negativity here and there. But I'm excited to hear what you got on your breakdown coming up soon.
Yeah, I do want to bring Zeke into the fold, and then we'll jump into, because we got about 20 minutes to break. Zeke, you jumped into this Xbox game that came out about 20 years ago called Elix? You want to? How is this game? We talked about it last week.
We talked about it last week. I played it for 2 broadcasts, and I mean, it's fun enough to keep going. I will say that the mechanics and the there's so much wrong with the game. There's so much wrong with the game. There's like, oh my god, this particular part where you have to like, I wanted to be able to jetpack. It's the climbing puzzle.
Okay.
Where you had to jetpack up the windmill.
Yep,
and I wanted to be able to do it in one go. I didn't like jump to a platform and save. So that taught me how fucking terrible the goddamn collision with the fucking platforms is. It's so like you land on the platform, and it's like there's like an invisible slope that just slides you off of the platform. Yeah,
there's absolutely no flat areas on the platform. It's either you're sliding left or right, like the whole time. I'm totally with you. That was one of the most annoying parts of the game.
Jeez.
And the melee combat, I like the ideas, and I like the system. It feels fucking spongy. It feels like it takes for fucking ever. Like, I want to do this attack, but I have to wait to swing the fucker. And by the time you get that one thing down, the guy's like, tap, 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 tap. And you're fucking like, you're getting pecked to death by this goddamn skinless chicken. And it's like on the ultra difficulty, it is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It is stupid hard. It is like ridiculous. So I found a little workaround. I call it race. I'm running the game Ray %, which means I let Ray do everything. I let my companion do everything because he does actual damage to the enemies, like proportionate damage to the enemies.
Oh.
So I let my companion just go throughout the entire game and kill things, and I yell at him like, Ray, this thing's fucking, I'm running away, and Ray's like, you're doing great. You're fucking running away. It's like, hey, good job. Like, God damn it, Ray, help me out.
Oh man.
But it was a lot of fun, and but there's definite like
Issues.
drawbacks, like the graphics, the lines and the acting is, it's okay, but it can get bad. It
Yeah.
can get real bad. But I ended up enjoying the mechanics of it and the power up system, and stressing over like, oh god, do I need to put more points in here to get this, or do I want to put more points so I can get this particular skill? There's a lot of like customizability in the game, which is always good for an RPG like this. And also like the ultra thing, like honestly, I think it pushes everyone towards fucking ranged. The ultra difficulty is like, you don't want to even get fucking close, because 1 or 2 hits and you are done. You're dead. End. It just says end when you die,
the end
which
screen.
I think is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, there's a lot of running away. And people were saying in my chat, and I don't know if it's true, but people were saying in my chat that the game is designed for you to, like, avoid combat for the first hours of playing the game. Like, you're supposed to be avoiding combat.
Right.
Which sounds fucking stupid as fuck.
It's a weird thing.
Because it's a combat game. I don't know if I believe it or whatever, but there are enough people saying it that...
Nope. There's definitely merit to that. To get enough to be able to use levels. Well, here's the thing, and just to throw this in here, Zeke, because I definitely want to hear more of this. And I not only, for a lot of people in chat are like, oh man, Coh's gonna go. Dude, I agree with every single thing you just said. Like, to a T. I could not have said it better myself. But what's really interesting about this game, and what you learn later on, and it definitely changed the way I looked at it. The way that it works is every single enemy has armor. So say they have 25 armor. When you hit an enemy that has 25 armor, that is a raw, hard subtraction from the damage you're doing. So if you don't do over their armor value in damage, they just don't take any damage.
Right.
So at the beginning of the game, you're doing, like, not only are you literally hitting for 0, but when you get a big hit, it's like for 1 to 5. And then you start getting to this point like I did. It took me about, to be blunt, it took me about 25 hours to get to the point that I did.
I'm only
now,
like 16 hours in.
Yep. And by hour 20, I was still not at this point. But right around 25 hour, I get this thing called the Redeemer, this souped-up plasma rifle. I start getting up my psi ability where I can call in black holes, and all of a sudden I'm starting to see, like, the ticks start taking off their health. But, dude, like, it is hard. To get to that point, you will die hundreds of times. You will be fighting enemies that are your level, and you're not able to scratch. And I did exactly what you did, Zeke, with the companion. I found a companion named Arcs early on with this crazy flamethrower. And dude, it was Arcs and Co. ArcsandCo.com. Arcs and Co for 100 years, forever and ever. Forever.
For 100 years. Arcs and Co for 100 years. Yeah.
It's awesome. So, and really, dude, like, even the devs, at one point, one of the devs posted on a Reddit thread, like, yeah, you better get a companion early on Ultra or you were in for a bad time.
Oh, yeah. No,
it's just how you play.
It made all the difference. Like, even having the companion, it's still nigh impossible. But having the companion really, like, turn the tables, like, one giant step, because once you have him and you see, like, you're, like, hitting there, like, bashing, it's, like, doing, like, 2% of his health bar, and you're like, fucking hell. And then you see, for the very first time, your companion come in and go, hey, buddy, whoosh, and you're like, oh.
So that's what damage looks like.
Yeah, a game changer. So I would, like hide behind rocks and shit and just go, Ray, you're doing a good job, Ray. Keep going. But the AI of the fucking NPCs that follow you, your companions, can be a little, like,
brutal.
Like trying to get, like, a brain damaged cat to do what you want it to do.
Jeez.
Sometimes. They'll
Jeez.
put away, like he'll put away his sword, and you're just getting like mashed by these guys. You're like, Ray, get your sword out and help me.
Oh,
They
man.
actually they did a patch a few days ago. I don't know if you were playing when they did it. That actually they hope improved AI for that exact situation. So hopefully better, but we'll see. Also, funny enough, when they did that, they put one of my emotes in the game.
I saw that. I saw it on the wall.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
I did. Yep,
The THQ guys.
Fish. Yeah.
Yep, the guys that make the game. There's this bug. Okay, did you get the boob bug?
The squirrels underneath the shirt. Bug.
Yeah, we've talked about this in the past. The boobs in this game have minds of their own. So when you're talking to a female, their boobs start looking at you. And I danced my emote around them, trying to cover it. Like, focus on their eyes, gentlemen. Focus on their eyes. Be classy, right? And one of the devs was in during that. And they were like, hey, could you send us that emote file? And I was like, why? And they were like, just give us full permission to use it and send it, and you'll see. And I was like,
Oh, God.
okay. And then the next patch, they actually put my emote. You go into one of the bars, and my emote is on the wall of the bar.
That's pretty
That's
nice.
pretty cool.
It's pretty cool,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty amazing
It was-
of them.
it was pretty sweet.
That was pretty incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a good chunk of last episode talking about Elix Sum, so if you want to see not necessarily rant and rave, but talk about Elix Sum, at great length, we definitely did that. Zeke, you want to add?
Yeah, just to sum up.
Okay.
I think you can measure. Do I recommend this game? Yes, but I recommend waiting for it to go on sale. I would say, I don't know how much it is on Steam right now. I thought it was like $50. Something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
I would say this is probably worth 30 in its current state. I would say 30 is right in the good price range to purchase this game. I don't think it's worth 50 right now.
Okay. All right.
It's just too buggy. There's too many little things. Is it a good game? It's fun. Yeah, it's an RPG. It has good RPG elements. It has, like, I have a billion quests to do, and I want to do them. I want to do all the side quests, and I want to do all this shit. It has good, like, exploration and verticality and stuff. It's just, some shit's kind of a mess right now.
Yeah. There's no doubt, too, this is going to be on Steam sale, like we were saying last week.
Yep.
This game
This is one of
screams.
This is definitely one of those games where it's like, to some people, like, they're going to sink 200 plus hours into this game. Other people are going to pick up this game, play it for 50 minutes, and be like, how can anyone play this? It's one of those types of games.
Without a doubt.
Like, the only thing I'll say for sure, if you're a Gothic fan, you have to check this game out. That's the only thing I'd say for sure. Like, if you played through Gothic and you know what to look for, you have to try this game.
All right, that's Elix. I think we're going to save the Assassin's Creed, Wolfenstein, and Mario talk for the second half, but Twitch luckily announced some stuff just about like an hour ago or 30 minutes ago. And it's kind of funny that this is actual news because it seems like it would be so simple to just make. But iOS users can now subscribe to your favorite streamers from your mobile device using subs.twitch.tv, not itmeJP. You just go to that link. It takes you over here. And then you can search for a streamer and yeah. I wonder.
Cool. So you can do it in the app. Is that the whole point here? It's finally.
If you could do it on your phone. I don't necessarily. It's an. I want to.
Okay.
I don't have any actual, I guess, reason to believe this, but my understanding of iOS is that when you have in-app purchases, Apple gets a cut of that purchase.
Correct.
So,
Apple and Google, Android and iOS do that.
So I would think that the reason this probably took so long to do was because Amazon doesn't want to give up that money, right? That's
For sure.
That's the only reason that I would think this would take that long. So for them to actually have this up, it's kind of cool. It completely circumvents the entire Twitch app from what my understanding is. You just go to subs.twitch.tv and it takes you to that landing page. And that's that. I don't know the actual process. I guess I could just see what happens. Let's see.
Well, either way, I'm super excited about that because I can't tell you how often, like, I'm in bed or I'm Chromecasting someone on Twitch, which is my primary way of watching Twitch at this point is like when I'm nowhere near my office, I'm Chromecasting someone, right?
Right.
And I would love to sub, but there's like no convenient, lazy way to do that, and it's like, okay, so I'll just do it later, and then later becomes like, believe it or not, like 4 months later sometimes, and just like it's a sub that is in limbo because it's inconvenient to do whenever I want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is pretty good. Well, it's a step in the right direction at least.
So I don't know. I can't. I'm already logged into Twitch, so if I go to the subs.twitch.tv, click on a streamer, it takes me to this page. I guess I could show this. It takes me to this page right here. Has like their little in actual use for this thing above streams now. This little art. Then it says all their different badges and then the 3 different tiers. But I guess if you're not logged in, it prompts you to log in before you can get here. I would guess. I guess I can open it on my phone and try. But yeah, as long as there's like some sort of elegant solution for that type of stuff.
It doesn't seem like there's the Amazon sub. It's all just the money subs.
What do you mean by that? Oh, you mean like Twitch Prime subs?
Prime sub. That's what I meant. Prime sub.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there is. If I'm just not seeing it or.
Can you Twitch Prime sub on your phone on any platform or on iOS or Android? Is that a thing, or does it have to be done through the desktop? Huh. I haven't messed around with that too much. I don't know the specifics of that. But cool. That's a good thing for sure. I don't think there was any other Twitch news this past week. Let me just head over to blog.twitch.tv real quick.
Okay, so no, you only Prime sub on desktop.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still kind of dumb because you have to because it does go to its browser, not in-app. Obviously to dodge the in-app purchase stuff, and so you gotta re-log in, re-authenticate, and it's you still gotta sit here for 5 minutes, but at least you can do it on your phone now.
Yeah.
To sub to somebody.
Yep. And then I guess
we're getting there.
We're getting there for sure.
Small steps.
Yeah. I guess the last thing, we haven't talked about this, but it's not the biggest thing. On the 26th, they announced that the full Twitch experience is now available as a embed, so you can do everything, which is cool. If you want to put stuff on your own website and not necessarily link to twitch.tv/Trihex, you can go to trihex.com and have everything right there, which is nice.
Now, when you say everything, you mean the player and the chat?
It says the full Twitch experience, and then it shows this image right here.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like the player and the chat, yeah. Now, I don't know if that's piecemeal or if that comes as one chunk, and then you can manipulate it how you want. It might say that in the actual article. No, it just has a guide to embedding your Twitch on your website. Not the biggest thing, but yeah. If you want to keep stuff on your own site and not necessarily use Twitch, then there you go. That's out there for you.
Yep. And I think we can talk about the Razer phone.
I mean, we're not really a phone podcast, but
Razer,
sure,
though.
Sure,
right?
we can try to get you a free phone, Zeke.
But that's the whole selling point. The whole selling point of the phone is gaming, right? Is it not? Because I saw people
it's a
there's a new
point.
New
It's a
MOBA
very
coming out.
high-end phone.
Non-gamers are not going to buy a Razer phone.
120 hertz screen, badass processor, 8 meg memory. It's just a really, really nice phone. But unfortunately, it's not on Verizon.
Wait, it's not? It's only what carrier is it exclusive to?
I don't know what carriers it's on exactly. There's the website right now you can go to look at it is
Razer.to/phone.
Yes, razorzone.com/mobile/Razer phone.
But it's not Verizon.
Yeah, it's not Verizon, unfortunately. I was looking at it. That's literally the only company that I can get is Verizon where I live, because I live kind of in the boots. So yeah. But it looks like a really nice phone, and I gotta admit, and we were talking about this a little bit before the show, Razer's timing with this phone is kind of ridiculous. Because right now, the iPhone is still huge. Everyone knows it, and it has brand awareness, but there's no question that the last couple iPhones haven't been really awesome. And the latest iPhone has actually had some drama associated with it too. So for Razer to step up, if this phone works and it doesn't have any major production issues and it doesn't crash or overheat all the time, if they actually pull this off and pull it off well, it would be an incredible time for them to hit the phone market with basically the best phone you can buy. But did they announce the price? I didn't see this call. I didn't get to watch the rest of it.
Yeah, I didn't see.
We went live.
Yeah, chat. Did they announce a price anywhere? What happens when I hit reserve yours? Oh,
that's the only thing I'm like. Don't get me wrong. I'm sponsored by Razer, but when I heard all the tech and numbers, I was kind of I was getting a little bit worried about the price.
It's $699.
Oh, that's not okay.
Yeah, that's cheaper than an X for sure.
Yeah, it's
in 2017. That's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it runs Android, right?
It does.
Yep.
7.1, and it'll go to Oreo in quarter 1 next year.
Awesome.
And someone said that I think they said it on Twitter that these are possibly the loudest speakers that a phone's ever had.
Huh.
There's also 2 of them, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, they're front facing.
They really kind of sold it. Well, first of all, it's insane. Like
They said insane about like it was in a world where Apple's keynotes exist and they're very prompt and very Apple basically. This was such a weird just to hear the word insane and see insane just splattered on every one of their like promo pieces was insane. It was real fucking weird to see that. But I get
Well,
it.
it's kind of funny because like there's no question that a lot of the features of this phone are the top in the industry right now. So it's kind of like I almost feel like it could have been more impactful if they were just like, yo, like check this out. Like no one else has this.
Yeah.
Boom. And then just kind of let it speak for itself, you know?
I'm curious because I think it might be the outlier. When was the last time you guys replaced your phone? Or like,
Ooh.
I get maybe a better question to kind of extrapolate from that. Do you guys care about phones that much?
No.
I don't
I
either.
care about my phone working well and being reliable. I want it to be fast and I want a really nice screen.
Nice.
But
nice.
but at the same time, like it is far more important to me that my phone has decent battery life and always is going to work. I would rather have a slower processor and have those than have like the top of the line. It's going to potentially have some bugs and heating issues. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, like especially these days with phones, as much tech as they're getting, especially with traveling and everything, like I'm not the best person to talk to because I'm not really traveling these days. But if you would have talked to me a year ago and showed me a phone that could actually function as a decent, mobile gaming thing, that'd be kind of interesting. Now, I don't know if the Razer phone is up to that point yet, but I mean, it's certainly a step in the right direction.
So on that note, so the recently released Samsung Note 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading that it's a great phone, but the beef is when you want to use the I think it's 4K. Is it 4K? I don't know. It's something higher than 1080p. Whatever its full resolution native is. If you bump it at full brightness, max resolution, all cylinders go, that thing gets 4 hours on battery life.
Yeah.
Like it's a paperweight. It's like what are you gonna do with that? 4 hours? Pfft, nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like what worries me here is that whenever Razer on the presentation was like flexing that it has 7 hours if you play Hearthstone and like 12 and a half on movie playback, I'm just like, okay, this is great. So you have this awesome screen that can do 120 hertz motion, but is the battery life above 4 hours? Like it's like because again with the Note 8, I wouldn't care at all about all the high spec and stuff like if the battery is that bad. So I agree with Cole here. Like battery life dictates me. It's like, it has to be an all day thing. Like Generation 1 Apple Watch, I didn't get it. I didn't care about it because it was like sub 1 day battery life. Like what's the point?
Yeah, I think everyone has their the things that interest them in a phone, but phone culture to me is just so bizarre. Like some people are like, man, like fucking death threats over someone using Android over Apple is like a norm. It's just like, what the fuck, man? It's a goddamn phone.
It's moved.
Send some fucking nudes to your
fanboys.
girlfriend and get it over with. Like that's all phones are. I don't understand the whole phone culture thing. It blows my mind. But then again, I'm a streamer who plays video games for a living, so that probably blows people's minds as well. It's just I can't get behind phone culture stuff. It's a weird thing. That being said, if this does well for Razer, it can completely change their entire business, and that would be interesting to see where they go from there. Like, do they?
Razer becomes phones only.
Yeah. It could be real weird.
If this actually makes headway into the phone industry, like if this picks up, just like you said, dude, this could completely divert the direction that company is going.
Yep.
I mean, this could be absolutely huge for them. And I think they know that from the sounds of the keynote. Like, they know if they pull this off, this could be the next big thing. So we'll see. They don't have any competitors.
The price tag is impressive, to be honest.
Especially with the screen. Like that's a lot of people really are big about how good the screen looks and how big it is. And 120 hertz screen at that size is going to look real nice. I'm actually pretty bummed that I can't get it. But yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually like super minimizing their profit margin if there is one, just to like get their foot in the door in a realistic manner.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know what I mean?
I guarantee you they will lose money on these phones without a doubt. That's unbelievably low priced for everything tech-wise that we saw.
And is it Bluetooth headset only? Like for
No, it's got a jack. It's got a headphone jack on it.
As a jack?
Yeah.
In 2017? Seriously?
Yeah.
No, it said everybody in chat saying it doesn't have a headphone jack.
Oh, really? So wait, what is the Razer Hammerhead BT? Is that like? Oh, is that Bluetooth headphones? I guess. There is no headphone jack. Oh, okay, that's news
Yeah,
to me.
it's 2017. We're unfortunately we're past that point.
Huh?
Apple did it. Everyone bought 7s anyway, so now we just move on and get over it.
That kind of bums me out.
I still hate that.
That's why I'm still on an iPhone 6s Plus. So we'll see where that goes.
Huh?
To this day, Bluetooth still has latency for like voice and stuff. It drives me crazy that they're like shoehorning everything into that, and it's like it's not great. It's like, can we please? I don't know.
I wonder how much.
Like it's like Ethernet and wireless when it first came out.
Yeah, I wonder how much money they're saving by taking away phone jacks, or is it a space thing?
It's to boost waterproofability easily
Because they don't have to cut like a hole in the form factor, basically.
Yeah, there's two things here. One is you don't have to have an analog to digital audio converter because it's analog technology. So you lose that component inside the phone. One, you can make it waterproof easier. Two, but those two are mostly irrelevant. It's mostly a manufacturing perspective. For in particular here, Apple's case is to sell I don't think be conspiracy here. AirPods and headphone dongles and Beats. It's also all there. Beats acquisition, AirPods get developed by the engineers, and here we are now with great solutions to no headphone jack. Courage.
That's kind of a weird thing. So, I guess we'll see. Did they? Because we didn't get to watch. Did they say when this thing is going to start shipping? They usually. I say they. I mean Apple usually announce a date, but I don't see a date anywhere here on this page that I can.
Pre-orders are open now, and it ships hopefully November 17th.
Okay. All right. There we go. That's sooner than
Which is pretty crazy, yeah, considering the announcement of ship time.
Yeah. Well, cool. Let's take our break, and then we got the big three to talk about: Assassin's Creed, Wolfenstein, and some Mario. And I'm gonna call it Mario the entire time to trigger all the Mario fans because it's one of my favorite things to do. So we'll be back with more Drop Frames right after this. We'll see you in just a little bit.